I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You dying over there?
Yeah, I'll survive.
Joyce?
Yeah.
Linda?
Yes.
Steve? Bill?
Yes.
Rob?
Yes.
Okay, we need approval of video as minutes.
So moved.
I'll say.
Linda?
Yes.
Rob?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yeah.
Bill?
Yes.
Okay, discussion of financial report.
Well, don't you want to do the minutes?
Huh?
Actual type minutes too?
No, we're just gonna do one. Well, I mean,
Which
we'll
one will
always
you-
have them, but,
Okay.
oh, you got an extra agenda, or take,
Oh, never mind, I have one.
okay, you wanna go over it? Over the financial report then, Angela?
Yes. August bank reconciliation was $1,865,824.56. September's bank reconciliation was $1,886,856.97. And the payment that was written in September totaled $42,435.44.
Anybody got any questions on that?
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
Bill?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yeah.
Linda?
Yes.
Rob?
Yes.
Okay, special guest, we didn't write your name in there, but Alicia, you're up the back, if you can be.
So last month I got a lot done for the carnival. As you know, it's on the Facebook updates. We will have Shining Stars face painting, funded by Beck Oil Supply. So we were able to get the face painter to come in. They'll do free face paints for the kids that are in attendance at the carnival, thanks to Beck, which was really great and awesome to hear. We also got the inflatables last month, and now we're just down to getting prizes. A lot of people have been donating candy. We still can use more candy and a couple of other things. I've been putting lists out consistently. Sundays is donating a bunch of whipped cream. Now I need people for that whipped cream to go on. So that's where I'm kind of coming and asking if anybody would volunteer, kindly volunteer their time and their face.
It'd be backed up for him.
I got generators.
That is true. I might let you slide on that. If anybody would kindly volunteer, it's $1 a pie. And this is basically to start getting funding for next year's. So we can start getting, at the end of this season, I plan to open an account essentially, so we can start funding this so that it becomes a reoccurring thing like it used to be years ago when it was at Old Fort. So luckily we were very fortunate with the donation from Janelle, but now we want to not solely rely on donations and start a savings essentially for this. So that's where the pie in the face is coming from, as well as what I had talked with Gavin about earlier is the jail cell. It is a PVC pipe jail cell, really nothing small physically, but just a small thing I've seen done at other carnivals where someone goes around and let's say Johnny wants to put his big brother in jail, he pays $1, big brother goes in jail for 3 minutes, and that's another way to continue funding. Waiting to hear back from Haunted Hydro if they're willing to donate 2 tickets for a raffle. It's not the end of the season, so those tickets will be able to be used, you know, that night or the following weekend. So that, hoping to hear back from them as well for the parade.
Are they gonna be in the parade?
I'm waiting. They sounded, At first, they didn't want to when I approached them because they thought the parade was from the school to the park. They said the stretch from the fire station to the park to them wasn't worth it because there was no one out there. I explained numerous times that it is a half-mile trek from the school to the fire station, and they sounded interested the last time I talked to them, but I haven't heard back, so I'm kind of waiting. I hope they do. That'd be a great addition for the parade. But like I had said, the biggest thing is just volunteers. There's a lot of community members who are stepping up and volunteering their time. Students, anybody with students in National Honor Society who needs those volunteer hours, they can come and do that and volunteer. The only thing is I needed adults, and I think I have enough adult volunteers to run the inflatables. Now I just need students. Otherwise, the less volunteers I have, the less games we have as of right now. With the inflatables and the volunteers I have in the inflatables, I can have 3 games, and that's counting, my family volunteering their time. So we need at least another 8 volunteers, and that's just to get the games up and running. That's not counting the pie. The jail cell it's on a back burner. If we can't get the support for it, then that's not my primary focus. I really would like to try and get the pie in the face. Just so that way, that seems to be very appealing to people. So I'm just looking for either 3 people for 1 hour or 2 people for an hour and a half, because it is only a 3-hour long event. Or if there's a real trooper out there who wants to just do 3 hours of constant pie in the face, then we can do 1 pie in the face volunteer. But that, right now, we're moving along well. Donations wise, there are little odds and ends things that we're finding we need, and the community is stepping up greatly and helping and donating. It's just mostly time now. We need people to donate their time on that weekend. So if you guys, you got kids or grandkids or neighbors, cousins, what have you, who need that, those hours, need those community service hours, I would gladly sign off on the sheet for them. This is a community event. Definitely, at this point, now that we've got the inflatables covered with volunteers, we can do 15, 16-year-olds operating the games. My biggest concern was just making sure adults were there for the inflatables. Hoping to hear back from Journeys about donating a certificate for the costume contest winner. We'll also need some people there to be judges. These people can just be attendants. They can operate the games. The costume contest will happen at the end of the carnival. At about 4:30, we'll start getting everything lined up. Very fortunate this year that we have an actual system that's loud with a microphone. So while we're outside, you'll actually be able to hear us, because last year it was pretty rough being even inside a building trying to get everybody's attention with just your voice. So we have a nice Bluetooth wireless system that we can drag around with us and talk as we need to, play music as needed as well. But as I said, I did have a couple of questions, Gary. We had talked previously. I do have a food truck that's very, very interested in coming out to this. They just called me last week to do a follow-up. Do we know if that is something that we can have here? Because I had talked to her and she said that most places need to have permits, and I wasn't sure.
They probably need a food license for.
They have one themselves, but for the festival, do we need anything for them to come? Not even festival, for this 3-hour event, do we need anything?
We never had any even permits for life out at the park or anything.
No, they just had to make sure,
That's
we
just-
would inspect their food license to make sure it was up and running. They paid us and they got their spot.
And this food truck is out of Fremont, and they're I forgot the card with me today, but they're out of Fremont. They were at the Heritage Festival, and we just kind of got to talking, and I explained what I was doing. They said they were incredibly interested, and I know they have a food license because they were at the Heritage Festival. So they very interested, and I'd like to give them a call back. So as long as they have a current food license, I can go ahead and.
That's gonna be up to council to
Okay.
say okay.
Perfect.
I mean, I can't say okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm.
Council would have to say okay.
Do we have to provide them with anything?
No, as far as I know, at this moment, no, but I didn't really get to get more in depth with her. It's a legitimate food truck. It's not like a vendor like
Right.
that with the trailer. This is a legitimate truck.
Gotcha.
So they pull
They probably-
themselves,
yeah.
and
Don't have to have no power or nothing.
I don't know for sure yet. I didn't know what questions to ask because I wasn't sure what all entailed with
Because we
that.
won't have that available.
If they
So-
need power, we won't have.
I
that.
wouldn't think so because they were on the street, and I didn't see any lines going to them,
They
but,
probably have their own generator,
I
I'm
would
sure.
think so.
Yeah,
I mean, it's,
If they need it, they usually bring their own generator.
okay.
Right.
Well, I've got her number to give her a call and I can follow up, and if they do, I'll just have to explain that that's not something we can do, so it's up to you guys if that would be something that would be allowed. We still, of course, want the baked goods, you know, cupcakes, cookies, what have you, but this I feel would just be a nice addition, just so that way 3 hours of being there after lunchtime going into
What
supper.
does he sell? What kind of food? Oh, every kind?
Every kind. I got French fries. I think I saw sandwiches and onion rings, just all sorts.
Okay, I mean, that's up to them to give you the approval. But if they say okay, then it's okay.
I don't know anything.
Well,
You want a
just
motion
for,
on
let's
it?
just, huh?
You want a motion on it?
Yeah, let's just make a motion on it so it's in the,
You want the name of them?
I can get it to you. I don't have it with me presently. It's in on my board at home. I know it's something good in your mouth or something. Is there LLC? But I don't know it off the top of my head.
I'll make a motion that we allow the food truck to be present at the Halloween carnival here at the fire station for 3 hours on the 20th of October.
August, that'd be good.
I
Yeah.
would love that. Let's do that.
I'll second the motion.
Thank you.
Linda,
Yes.
Rob,
Yes.
Joyce,
Yeah.
Bill?
Yes.
Okay, you got it.
Awesome, that's great. I will call them tomorrow then, or tonight. She's up now, and I will let them know. And that was basically it. And lastly, the bank. When we had talked last meeting, and I called the bank the following day, and they said I had to talk to you guys about the bank donating any type of funding. So I wasn't sure how exactly to go about that. I think
Why do we have to?
Yeah.
I explained that I was, you know, a resident and this was for the carnival I was putting on. And she had put me on hold and came back and said that I had to ask all donation questions to the council, so.
Huh?
Never heard of that.
Well, it's because they think that they're probably not gonna donate unless it's to the village.
Oh,
So,
we'll
They're
tell her to
probably not
call.
gonna donate unless it's to the village.
Yeah, maybe she could
And
call,
we're not involved in it, so.
tell her to
It's
call
I
Gary.
will talk to Sherry again,
Okay.
so, for you,
Okay.
because she was gonna let me know.
okay. Perfect. That was mostly it. If you
Okay.
guys know anybody who wants to volunteer their time, send them my way. You guys have my number, Facebook,
No, I don't have your
Adams.
number.
Oh, you don't have my number?
No, I can't find
I'll do a
it.
couple of
It wasn't in that little book there.
Well, see, I'm alive,
It's
so
probably
you
in
might
the
have had
other
that. It's 567-207-8107. And it's out there now, so you can give me a text if you need to.
Okay.
But yeah, that's it. So we're in the final weeks, and I love Halloween, but I put a lot on myself, and I love it though. So I'm ready for this to be done. Thank you guys.
Thank you very much for all your help.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, we did the finance report, so. Police, Gavin, you're up.
For the month of September, there were 5 traffic citations, 15 traffic warnings, 3 suspicious persons, vehicles, or trespassing complaints, 3 thefts or B&Es, 2 disturbance disorderly conducts, 2 parking complaints, parking abandoned vehicle or disabled vehicle complaints, 1 non-criminal, so an alarm call, 3 assists, and 8 in the other category. Total of 42 calls were handled in the village. I handled 33 of those for 79%.
Anybody, any questions for Gavin?
No.
Okay, thanks, Gavin. Yep. Mike?
We had 10 calls for the month of September, which brings up to 110 calls for the year. No, Johnny asked me about the truck. I haven't heard nothing else on the truck, so we're still looking at December, so hopefully. I'll send another email and see about when the chassis needs paid for, but I haven't heard nothing from them at all.
Okay.
And then through the grant, through the fire marshal's grant, I ordered 2 new air packs for the fire department.
How much do those air packs cost?
Oh, about almost 5,000.
Per each man? Okay.
You bought 2 of them, so. Total bill came to, I don't know, 10,000.
60 or maybe 100.
Something like that.
Okay.
Is that it?
Anybody got any questions for Mike? Clean up, Joyce?
I don't have anything for you today.
Okay, John, water sewer, street.
Bye, Mike. Okay, Klaus Electric is gonna be here tomorrow to install a new panel back at the well house, so we'll have both wells up and running again. Artesian Pioneer is gonna be in next week to install the new telemetry equipment that we voted on last month. So that'll be all taken care of. M&B is gonna be here on the 16th, 17th, and 18th to do the paving. And I don't know how many people are aware of the issue we have with the generator out for the sewer plant there on 590. The block heater shorted out, in turn caused a small fire inside the cabinet, which burned up the wiring harness. So there's a rental sitting out there right now because we have to provide backup power in case power goes out, which of course has quite a cost to it. Cummins has been in, they took pictures, got an estimate, all the parts have been ordered, everything's been turned into the insurance company, and we're just on hold until the parts come in, hopefully next week.
Do we have a deductible on that?
500. It's a lot better, because how much is the whole fire?
Yeah.
It's about 10 grand.
Really? Isn't that awful?
Yeah. So, I got an adjuster's coming up from the insurance company either tomorrow or Tuesday, he said. Which is fine, because there won't be parts in for it till the end of next week anyhow, but, I need to speak with him about maybe trying to get them to cover the rental cost of the generator too, so. Other than that, that's all I have.
Anybody got any questions for me?
Nope.
Sounds
I
good.
don't.
Okay. Park, Joyce's still working on the committee.
Yeah, we're
to
not
get
gonna
you-
really do anything till like January 1st. Trying to get through Halloween and all this kind of crap, you know, and then we can get our minds set on the rest of it.
She does have your resume.
Yeah, yeah, I've got several resumes.
You know
in
why
here.
I'm here.
Yeah. Okay, so that'll be a couple months yet, but then we wanna get this in earnest before too long, so, okay?
Okay. Zoning, Rob, you have anything?
No requests, no calls or anything. They did get done with the first phase of the parking lot at the school, and are using that, so, we'll wait till
Back
spring.
down good, isn't it?
down to- Yeah, it is, it is. And, so that's all. We still have we put a lot of no parking signs over there, which everybody's parking on top of them, but other than that. Why not?
Yeah,
So-
I don't mean me, no, right? That's how they favor.
So, other than that.
Okay. Okay. I put Amplex down here just to let people know, and I think we got them in the mailbox now too, that Amplex is up and running. The antenna's on the tower and it's working, and they're out trying to get customers. So that's all I've got to say about them, so. House numbers, Joyce, you kinda said.
Yeah, they're back in here. We had to when they first came, they only had one, they were only one-sided, and we needed the two-sided ones, so I called What's His Face, and he, said he would fix it for us, and so we sent them back, and they sent them back, okay, and they're ready to go. So, we gotta pick a day, I guess Linda and I were, or whoever we can get to help us, to put all the numbers on the signs, and then pound them in your yard, how's that sound? Okay,
Sounds good,
Sounds
just let me
good.
know what day.
yeah, okay, fine.
Anything on annexation yet? You hear anything?
I do. The person who I was dealing with in the real estate department is no longer there.
Oh, geez.
So I got a request to basically spell everything out for them again. No, what are we doing again? But my contact person is still the same. The real estate department person is not the same. So I'm actually was looking at some of this stuff, so I've resent everything back to them a second time. But the most important thing is my contact person is still the same.
Right.
So I at least have a valid email address of
Yeah.
someone to send stuff to, but, yeah, real estate person was gone, and so as he says, read part of the email that I got, when he went they went radio silent. Alex, we've had some turnover in our real estate department. The person familiar with the matter has left the company. I must bring a new person up to speed. It'd be helpful if you can provide a brief summary of the village rationale for annexation. Again, we are not opposed to the annexation as long as the entire property is included. I just need to present a new full package of information to our real estate director so that he will sign the form. So I don't think it's a big deal, but yet another new person.
See how long.
Do they have it? Let me back up. They don't have any employees there, do they? It's just a.
There's a couple of them there yet, but only just to get the mail and do things.
They were moving furniture out 2 or 3 days ago.
Okay. Because the only reason I ask is the only change that will happen with the annexation is that won't, in theory, if they have employees, they're now all of a sudden subject to the RETA.
Oh,
That would be, but I'm assuming.
These are the same ones that was here, they're just kinda holding back to do whatever.
Okay.
It might be over with by now.
Okay, but the
Or
place is
usually
not
see a
up
couple
and
of-
functioning, it's just
No.
kind of.
Yeah.
They were paying Rita anyhow,
Okay, why are they paying RETA?
because the lab is in the village.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
okay.
The property in question
It's
is
not,
outside
but
the
the workers are, okay. Very good, but that's where we're at least it's still the same person to talk to.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Okay, then I got health insurance for John. We brought it up last time and we tabled it and that, but since then it's got, you said, that your son's, and he gets hired into Whirlpool,
Yeah, and then
Which-
they'll be dropping him.
they'll be dropping him and that'll cut the whole thing in half, is what Christine Parker told him,
No, that was.
if we kept with the same.
Angela's got the information.
If he, just has insurance on himself, his rate will go from $776.10 before the 25 admin fee down to $491.15.
that sounds good.
It would drop $285 if his son isn't on it.
So Nina's got her own insurance, she ain't on yours, right?
Right.
Okay.
That sounds good then.
You have to take it from, under Obamacare, you have to take it from your employer if they provide it.
Okay.
So,
So we don't really have to do anything now?
well,
You guys have to
Yeah.
decide.
we had to vote on which one you're gonna take.
Well, I mean, we can raise the deductible to keep it the same. I don't use it.
I mean,
Not gonna look.
$3,800 ain't that much deductible.
It's only $800 more than what the deductible is right now, and then that'll keep it exactly the same as what it was last year.
And then,
And
you
then
don't
it'll
know
go
if your
down
son-
when he gets off of it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So since he doesn't know about his son right now, I just need to know if you guys wanna do stay with what he's at, which is $776.10, or go to the higher deductible, which is $751.11, before the admin fees.
This is only $20.
It's $24.99.
Well, I would just keep it the same then, don't you think? $20 a month, isn't it right? $25? Means we're gonna drop it?
If we elect to take this right now, and his son goes on the monopole, would he be allowed to drop it down? Because lots of times they lock you in for the year.
That's a good
I
question.
didn't ask for that.
I know my wife's insurance is like that. They have a
They'll lock
period
you
of
in.
like a month to either join or bail out.
Yeah.
And
think
that's-
we need to know that,
Hmm.
because.
You wanna
we
call
lock him-
her,
we
call
lock him
Christine and
in
find
at
out about that then?
$700 some odd dollars. He's gonna stay that way for a year. He could possibly stay that way for a year, whether his son
His
goes
son's
on.
on.
Which is what we were paying anyhow.
Right,
Well, yeah,
Mhm.
just wanna make sure everybody, I mean, that's the way Whirlpool insurance.
Yeah, I can ask her, but I still need you guys to make a decision, cause this has to be turned into her before November 1st.
Before next council meeting,
Yeah.
so, can you make a call tomorrow or
Yeah, I can,
so,
but I just,
and ask her if it will go down if he goes off?
if she's in, I can call her, but what do you guys want me to do?
Well, it's kinda let's put the ball in John's court. Which way would he wanna go? Does he want the higher deductible, or?
Or do you wanna keep it the same?
It really, I mean, if you guys wanna save $25 a month, then save $25 a month. It don't bother me, I mean,
mm-hmm,
you gotta realize if it's something major, $3,800 is gonna get ate up in a heartbeat anyhow.
Yeah.
keep it safe.
I'll make a motion to keep it the same.
I'll second it.
Rob,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes,
Joyce?
Yeah.
Joe?
Yes.
And then I'll call and find out about his son too.
Former Mrs. Mayor, Mr. Mayor,
Mhm.
is this considered a financial decision that we need 5 to vote on this? Or no?
I've never heard that.
I don't think so, I don't think we need.
It's a question.
Yeah, well, no,
I don't
it's a good
think so.
question.
I don't
Okay.
think so.
I would say no, but
I don't
I'm
think
good
so.
then. I'm
No.
fine. I'm fine. I'm asking a question.
Well, that's only in case,
That's when you're passing something in emergency.
yeah,
Right.
I
yeah.
understand
yeah.
that. I understand that, but
No,
I
I
was
don't
on
think-
financial things, they had to have 5.
I don't think so.
mm-mm. Like I said, it's
I
just,
remember a couple meetings when somebody else was sitting in that chair, and they had to make sure Russell's was here because we were passing something.
an
And it
emergency
wasn't,
problem.
I don't know
In
if
an
it was
emergency probably,
at
but
that
not,
time.
not like we just did.
It could have been, it could have been. Okay.
Okay, next we got on there, the snow plow training. I'm gonna let John talk about this.
First, I wanna know what's going on.
Well,
That's right, you weren't here.
We brought up,
was-
the-
go
we
ahead,
brought up
Rob.
the issue, of training Sam Mickus to do, snow plowing training, since he lives in the village. And in case we have an emergency snow or something like that, rather than pulling you all the way from Fremont, having Sam be able to do that. But in order to do that, you mentioned before that there's manhole covers and things like that. We wanted to see if he can be trained to do it.
Yeah, and he's always been on call if I need him.
I mean, I've dealt with him on a personal basis,
Right.
around the thing, and he seems competent enough to me to do the
If
job.
I
would-
think so.
If he would be interested in it.
Well, I
but,
think
and we gotta remember, he can never only get 20 hours a week, right?
Well, he can be up to 29, but we didn't budget for that for this year, but
I mean, 20 hours, but what we're talking about is 20 hours. After that, then we have to pay all the benefits.
we have to offer him
Yeah.
benefits over 29
Well, he's
hours.
also thinking
Over
too,
what,
I
29, John?
thought
Yes.
it's more than that. I thought it
Okay.
was.
What'd you say, 29?
29 hours.
29 hours, Rob.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that didn't sound
It's
right.
29
Yeah, it's
hours.
29.
or we was
20
thinking
is
too,
if you
John,
work
of the,
More than 20
like for
hours,
you,
apply
overtime.
for,
What's that?
unemployment.
We was thinking like in terms of you doing it all, the overtime that we're paying.
Well, time out on the overtime.
Right.
You guys had an out on that 2 years ago and
That's
you
true.
elected not to do it.
Yeah.
I wasn't on too
Yeah.
much.
It was fine me working all them hours when when the village wasn't paying for it. Now it's gonna change.
Well, it is. We're just trying to tell you, we're getting kind of
But the
short
whole
on.
thing came up, John, because last month, we were told that we're losing $24,000 in RETA
Well-
from the basic, not clear me out. And it was the consensus of the council that we had to, one, we're paying a pretty decent tax in this town. We're paying even a higher water bill than most of the surrounding communities. And we came to the consensus that we had to start looking for ways to tighten the belt. Now, if that's possible, and we have somebody in town that can do it, who's already working for us, I don't see the reason why. This doesn't have anything to do with what happened 2 years ago, even though I can understand.
Where am I being paid from? What line items am I being paid from? Because I'll tell you right now, that 24,000 has nothing to do with me.
No, it doesn't.
I'm paid out of water, sewer, and
I
street. That's
understand-
general
I
fund
understand
money.
it, I understand it, but it's not the first place that's closed up in this town and money lost, and we have to look forward to the future.
But that doesn't affect me.
No, but it does affect everybody at this table. So those are the decisions we have to make. So, you're right, it doesn't, it's not a decision.
So, yeah, but I don't want you to use that as an excuse that that $24,000 is why you want me to not work overtime anymore, because that doesn't affect me. That doesn't affect you guys at the table in the general fund.
I understand.
The general fund doesn't go into water, sewer, and street, and that's what I'm paid out of.
But it comes out of our budget.
No, not out of general fund.
Who
It does
pays
not.
you then? Where you get the money for water, sewer,
Water.
and street?
You're paying your water and sewer bills. The
I
street
understand
comes out of
that,
property
and that was
taxes.
also an issue last month, that is getting way too high. And everybody at this table is sitting
Well,
there
that's-
lamenting how high it was getting compared to other villages. And at some point, we're gonna be forced into doing something to correct that. We
Well,
better start thinking about it now instead of when we absolutely have to.
the EPA forces you to charge rates at their portion in order to be eligible for grants.
And that's fine.
So that's why there's that 3% increase every year. And they set the rates and council agreed on it.
Well, we're not gonna be able to do 3% every year going forward 10 years out, because nobody will wanna even live in this town.
Right, I'm not arguing, I'm just explaining it to you.
It's not fair to the residents, and if we can do anything about it, then we're gonna have to do something about it, or the residents of this town will make sure we do. So, any way that we can cut a little bit of cost, especially if we have an emergency and we have somebody like Sam Atkins available, those are the decisions we have to make.
And he's available for emergencies, that's it.
Yeah.
The issue was, though, that we brought this up 3 years ago. And the issue was, well, you don't want to train somebody else to do it because, well, we don't want to let anybody else do it, not train, but let anybody else do it because there's manhole covers and this and that and this and that. We wanted him to be trained in case we do. I think we need to move forward with that.
So you don't want me to let him go for the winter then? You want me to keep him on part-time?
I would.
And what should I have him do?
He doesn't work all the time anyway. I know he doesn't because he come up to me. I said, I thought you was working today. He said, no, they didn't have anything for me, so they sent me home.
I
So
don't
it's
know
not
when
like-
that was, but he works from 1 to 4 every day during the week.
Well,
You're supposed to, unless he calls off.
yeah, well,
Well,
Well, what do you guys think?
have to.
this ain't just me.
Wintertime, you would have to.
I mean, there won't be no such thing as laying him off, but I mean, we could use him as a as-needed basis, like you say, with snow and
Yes,
stuff like
yes.
that.
I think.
If he can do the job. I mean, that's what we gotta make sure that he can do the job and not tear stuff up. All we can do is try what you want. I mean, he could be off all the time till it snows if that's the case or whatever. In the winter, I'm talking. I don't know what else you'd have him do in the winter. It wouldn't be anything, would there, John?
No.
Well, it's no decision we have to make tonight.
Right.
Maybe we can have the other two here too.
Well, it's gotta snow for me to train him.
Right.
No, absolutely.
No, I mean, I've had it last winter, I told him that if it got bad, I would call him. Because what I did before, like when Craig Case helped, I don't run feet on the plow. That's why the roads are clear. With Craig, I would throw feet on the plow and let him go and do the alleys and whatnot. Because I
So you
did,
leave a little skim, that way you don't hit the manhole covers and stuff like that.
well, the manholes are up higher than that. Craig, I only had him do the alleys.
Okay.
I just did, if you put feet on it and let them do the alleys, then if they get off the edge of the alley a little bit, they're not gonna tear the yard up.
Okay.
Cause there's an art to plowing snow, it's not
Oh,
just
yeah.
driving around with a blade laying on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the reason why, I don't know what's involved.
It's
with
taken
that.
me
I've
10
never done it.
years to get as good at it as I am. I mean, Mervin had a fit, he was giving letters to council and everything, he hated my guts when I first started. Plowing snow, I was tearing everybody's yard up and, oh yeah, it was horrible. It's not simple.
And I think that's the reason why we need to have a backup plan.
There's never nothing.
You know,
And
he knocked on wood a little bit ago, I've never had to use my health insurance.
Well, and-
Damn well, he's gonna break.
I understand it. I understand that, and I don't.
Did you
well,
just hear what he said?
Dave knows how to plow snow too, so if that
Yes,
all
he
fell
does.
through, Dave could always come in and help plow snow. But, I don't have a problem showing somebody else how to do it, it's just, it's gotta happen, and I'm afraid to keep him on, you know, we're talking about saving money, but there's absolutely nothing to do in the wintertime other than sweep a shop floor and put tools away, and I don't know how many times you can do that in a week. If it don't snow, you know,
We're
there's.
just talking about emergency stuff.
Not a whole
that's
lot.
all.
Right. And that's what I used Craig for too.
Okay, as long as there's backup, I wasn't aware of Craig.
I didn't know Craig was
I
still
thought he
doing
did,
it.
I thought John did it solely by himself.
No, when it was bad, I'd have Craig come in and help. A couple of years, we haven't had much snow in the last couple of winters.
Almanac says we're not gonna have much this year either.
That's perfect.
Well, let's hope so.
But the years before that, when we had a lot, Craig come in and run dump truck and plowed alleys and whatnot.
Right.
Believe it or not, Joyce, I can tell you exactly how much snow we're gonna get in April.
Really?
Yeah.
How much, cause I've seen some snow in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
So we'll get him on board the first time it snows, well, talk to him and see if he's even interested in doing it.
Okay.
but-
Sounds good.
if not, well, you got Craig too.
Yeah, Craig.
Okay.
So we do, okay. Okay, that's all I have under old business. Anybody else have anything to bring up under old business that I might have missed? Okay, we'll go into new business. It's that time that Wicked always gives me this ordinance number 2018-07. Is the ordinance to regulate the rates and charges to be charged and collected and the services to be rendered by Swift Gas Company, its successors and assigns for natural gas and natural gas service furnished to the village of Bettsville, Ohio, and its inhabitants for the period January 1, 2019 through December 31st, 2019. And the rates, the company shall charge a fixed monthly customer charge of $7.50 per meter per month. And the base rate, the company shall charge a base distribution rate of 55 cents per CCF of gas delivered shall be charged to all general service customers. And the rest of it's just, mumbo jumbo, that it's the same thing in that. So we're gonna do it in 3 readings, so today will be the first reading.
Okey-doke. too. There you go.
So that finishes up, because it don't go in effect till January, so the 3 readings will finish in December.
Yeah,
And it'll be
that'll
good for January. And I got Mayor Association dues, you've let me have it every year so far. The dues, must be $50. I thought it was $100, but that's not true. $50 for municipalities with population between 0 and 2,500, so that's where we'd be.
I'll make a motion, we pay this for Gary.
I'll second it.
Joyce,
Yeah.
Bill,
Yes.
Rob,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes,
And I believe that is all I have for tonight. If anybody else has any new business to bring up?
Just real quick, I guess it's not really new business, but I did make an email address for myself, for the village. It's, a moment please. Oh, it's BettsvilleVillageSolicitor@gmail.com.
All small letters?
Yep,
Bettsville Village Solicitor.
yep.
so later.
The idea then is that everything I do or that comes to me will be through that email address, and that way if anyone ever needs to get in and see records, it doesn't have to go through my work address.
Dot who?
There's no dots.
Oh, okay, Bettsville Village, what?
Bettsville Village Solicitor @gmail.com.
Gmail.
Gmail.
And I will give, I'll give Angela the password for it.
Gmail.com.
Yeah, it's easy to remember password, but I don't need people getting into there and sending
Right.
porn or something out from it, so.
Right, exactly.
Okay, anybody else got anything on the new business or anything to bring up?
I don't think so.
Okay. Let's see.
Make a motion.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion.
Okay.
Golly, our
I'll
meetings
second it.
are so boring anymore.